Okay, hi everyone. Welcome to our monthly CommuniD LinkedIn Live. Thanks for joining us in this event that is a great opportunity for us to connect with our community and share with them some valuable insights, something that can be useful for your daily work. And this is exactly the objective of the LinkedIn Live. As you may know, our LinkedIn Live session comes in two formats. One that is educational, so our CommuniD team conducts brief trainings on digital topics, on topics that are requested by our community. For example, last month, Annalisa Ernick and myself led a session on how to create an efficient editorial plan. Please remember that the beauty of LinkedIn Live is that all those videos, all those trainings, all those webinars are always available on our LinkedIn page. So feel free to revisit them anytime you feel interesting. Another format of our LinkedIn Live is the conversational LinkedIn Live. And it's exactly today's session, where we engage with industry leaders to gain insights through discussions and questions. Today's topic is the artificial intelligence, and we are thrilled to have Guido Cuccadu with us. Guido, can you please introduce yourself?
Of course. I hope that you can hear me well, Elvio, and thank you everybody for joining this, I hope, interesting webinar, and thanks CommuniD for the kind invitation. So I try to be as short as possible because I think that there are a lot of things on the table to share. So I'm a marketeer. I'm marketing addicted since 18 years. I spent all my career in medical device. I think one of the most exciting industry in the market, specifically on orthopedics. So all my knowledge is, let's say, on that topic, ortho in general. And since a couple of years, I try to start understanding the word of AI, and I think that this is a great opportunity. So I try to humbly sharing my experience and how do I use it practically, because many people talk about AI, but then it's difficult to use it daily. And so tonight we try to give some advices.
Perfect. Thanks, Guido, for the brief introduction. And you started to define a little bit further the topic. So today we will talk about the AI applications in the medical device business, but specifically in marketing. We understand that AI can be used in many other fields. I know that now the industry is developing products that are based on artificial intelligence. We know that artificial intelligence can be used in the regulatory field, in the manufacturing, but today we will be talking about marketing specifically. The second thing is that Guido is not a university professor. He is a user exactly like us. And so the webinar will be absolutely and clearly focused on practical examples, how you can use artificial intelligence from tomorrow. Before we start to dig into the topic, please remember that we would like to have your questions. So I will ask Guido some questions, but if you have any question, please use your chat box and enter your question. We will forward this question to Guido. And in order to familiarize with the chat box, if you can let us know from where you're logging in, it would be extremely useful. So you familiarize with the tool, and we also can see what is the geography of our audience. Now, the first question, Guido, that I would like to ask you is, we need to start, of course, from the ethical point.
Okay.
Every time everyone talks about AI, there is immediately the criticism or the fear that artificial intelligence not only will replace humans, but will also guide the humans, and our life will be transformed by artificial intelligence. What is your position about this? What is your position in this concept? What will happen in your point of view?
So I think that first of all, some job will disappear. This is a fact. So and I think that this is not scary at all. I mean, if you think back to 18th centuries, where many of us doesn't know that there were people with some long stick that were knocking at the window of the people just to wake them up, and then the clock alarm pop up. So, I mean, and of course, that type of job disappear, but it doesn't mean that that type of man or woman will not be able to do something else. So we absolutely need to not to be scared about AI, because we are behind that. We are AI in a certain sense. So and AI is nothing but a tool for us, for humanity. Many times we listen to people that say that AI is doing that, AI is cool, whatever. But basically we are behind that. We build it up, and we are going also to, let's say, guide and manage AI in the direction that we want. AI for us need to reduce the burden of repetitive task, because I think that a human being can do much more than simple try to, digit something on a keyboard or whatever. I mean, we can be more strategic. We have our emotional intelligence that AI will never have.
Okay, so you see it. It seems that you see the AI more as an enabler than as a replacer.
You're spot on, exactly. I mean, it enables people to not waste time in doing stuff and be more efficient. We are all talking about the life balance, and we want to work less in a certain sense. Let's apply AI and set free some spare time for us.
Wow, great. Very, very interesting topic. Using AI to have a better work-life balance. Okay, absolutely. I want to dig into this. So I will ask you the second question. That is, based on your experience, in which areas you have used AI tools the most in your marketing job? And also, where do you find them more useful?
Yeah. So I think that I try to cluster, I would say, 4 groups of activity where AI in marketing can make the difference. The first one is the...
Sorry, Veronica, can you go to the second slide? I think...
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect.
Thank you so much. So one is the sort of machine learning. So analyze a large volume of data in real time. We are not able, simply because we are much better in doing something different, to analyze data in real time and be reading all the time text and number or whatever. So analyzing a huge amount of data is where AI can extract quickly information for us. The automatism, so how to make everything more easier in a certain sense and more smooth. It's an area where I think that in this area very few people are adopting it, AI, but I think that it's important also for interacting with customer and giving the customer journey to our client the best experience ever. And the last two are, of course, these are more common, I would say, writing and productivities, because there are plenty of people that use ChatGPT, for example, to run text or run a post or whatever. And at the same time, with the rising of Gen AI, the visual content is going to really to leave a new golden era of creativity. And so, but at the same time, it's important to master it, because otherwise, the picture that AI can generate sometimes could be quite tricky, I would say.
Okay. No, that's very interesting. Guido, let's go into the practical tools. And okay. So, for instance, writing and productivity. Now, I had to admit, in the last 6 months, I haven't written one single email without revising it with ChatGPT. And I bought a ChatGPT 4.0 because I think it's much better than the previous version. But of course, I'm pretty sure that you know this much more. So can you tell us which are the best tools and how do you use them?
Okay. Of course, as a sort of umbrella, ChatGPT 4.0 or Claude or Copilot or whatever, because Elvio can confirm that we are not advertising any of OpenAI or whatever.
I'm not paid by anybody.
Yeah, okay. And so, of course, ChatGPT 4.0, and this is a very simple piece of advice. Go for the paid version, because $20 a month is not a huge amount of money and really can make the difference. And I think that if we are all marketeers here, we can really deserve something better for such a cheap price. Said that, I think that I will mention a couple of app that can be very useful in the machine learning area. Let's start from machine learning, Elvio. So Frontly, for example. Frontly is it's a dream in a certain sense. So for all the people that like me, we use the word nerd. So we are so addicted to technology, but I do not have an high-tech, I would say, background. So if I need to build an app, I simply not able to do it. Frontly can help us. So Frontly is building app without code. So you're simply going into that. You need to generate, for example, for an e-commerce website, you need to create some specific tab with a picture of a persona or whatever. You can ask them to do that, and you can classify some task in order that you generate a sort of app. The other one, and this is one of the most, what I like the most, is Browse.ai. Browse.ai is doing exactly the analysis that no human being can run at the same time. So Browse.ai is basically extracting information, data from all websites, from all social network that you want to dig into that. And so in just 2 minutes, you can train a bot, let's call it a bot. And so I want just to extract in a simple Excel file all the information that are related to a competitor website. Or I want to be advised and create an alert of what is going on, in some changes, some notification, and again, in some social network, in some specific website. So it's, analyzing the entire spectrum of the website that we set up as an alert, and it's doing for us. And again, this is again, very, very cheap. What all the app that I'm referring to, most of that are freeware in a certain sense. They do have a free one, a free area, and then of course there is a pay one. And my advice is do not use an AI that it doesn't have a free area to use it, because most of the time maybe you are going to pay for it, and then you are not very happy about that, and you need to switch. So this is a mistake that I did. I spent a lot of money, and I just wanted the audience is not doing that, just to analyzing what is the best. So this is a very summary, but go where you have a free way. ChatGPT 4.0, we said that, and I think that from the 3.5 to the 4.0, it's improving a lot the data analysis. So in this specific area, of course, ChatGPT can run statistic analysis, can visualize in graph, can do predictive analysis, regression, clustering, data cleaning. Has been improved a lot in the analysis. So you can simply upload a file, an Excel, and it will do it for you.
Okay, Guido, one question. You are clearly a phenomenal LinkedIn user, and I am one of your followers, and you post fantastic content. Do you use artificial intelligence for your LinkedIn posts, and which are the tools that you're using?
I want to state that I strongly use it, and no one should be, let's say, humble to say, oh, okay,
Yes,
it means
shy.
or
Yes.
shy. Okay, I mean, because of course, you are not able to just copy paste in what ChatGPT says. If you do it, it's very, very risky. But the point is that if you want to reduce, for example, your post by 25%, you have to do it, and you are going to do it in a very professional way. If I have to do it and try to reduce by 25%, I spent just 35 minutes to understand how much is 25%. So why I should not use it? And then there are some other, maybe we can go to the writing and productivity slide, where there are some specific, let's say, advice in order to use AI in this specific domain. First of all, I do use Buffer. Buffer is, there are multiple AI tools to use. You can use HotSuite, you can use Weebly, but I do prefer to use Buffer. First of all, because it's totally free. The area that you should pay for is the analysis that you can also use some other tools, but Buffer is absolutely phenomenal in order to log in all your account. I predominantly use LinkedIn, and then you can plan, as we learned last time from you, Elvio, and your team, about the editorial plan. So you can really define at what time, a day of the week, that your post want to be advert and share. So Buffer is free, it works very well. So go for it if you need something to plan your editorial plan. One of the most let's say easy, cheap, free tool that I use is numerous.ai. Numerous.ai is simply a Google extension, a Google Chrome extension. So, and I need to admit that I'm not a super fan of Excel, okay? Simply because I didn't spend a lot of time in understanding how it works. So I could spend minutes in running a macro or a pivot or something like that. The interesting side of numerous.ai is that you can use Excel or Google Sheet or whatever, and then you can use the function equal, as we do it for an average calculation on Excel. And then after equal, you say AI, you type AI, and then you simply, with words, type in what you need, and is going to generate a specific formula for Excel. Or I want that Elvio is going to be the speaker into that, so I need to create a post on that. Use Excel with boost by numerous.ai, and you simply type in the cell, and it's going to generate what you need. Numerous.ai is phenomenal. It's free, and it's simply a Google Chrome extension.
Wow. I want to test it. I've never tried.
Go for it.
And you said it's free, so you can simply download it and you use it. Wow.
You download it from the Google Market as an extension of Google Chrome. That's it. So most of the Google extensions are for free. And numerous.ai, trust me, go for it. You will really enjoy it. Will never stop using it.
Wow. Yeah, I will. Absolutely. There is a question from Annalisa, but before going there, I would like to remain on this stream, if you want, and remain linked to LinkedIn, talking about images and videos. You know, when we post, we use a lot of images and videos. Again, probably here AI can be a strong foundation and supporter. But what is your experience in this area?
So in the visual and content creation, of course. Yes. So I will give you some very quick advice. I think that many of the audiences knows Canva, and Canva again, it has a lot of things for free. You can go for the pro version, but frankly, I do use Canva many times for my post. What I suggest is to use also Render Forest. Render Forest is very similar to Canva. It's for free as well. there is some limitation, of course, of things that you can use it as Canva. But many, if you surf the web and surf specifically LinkedIn, you can easily identify that many people use Canva because they are using templates that are very similar. Render Forest has a different, let's say, brand recognition, so you can again use templates, PowerPoint, video, whatever. And so, it's a good alternative to Canva if for any reason you do not want to use it. Many times I need to run subtitles, and Clideo is for free. Of course, there is the watermark on that, but I don't think that it's going to be an issue for us. And Clideo is automatically recognizing English, Spanish, Italian, whatever the language that the video that you want to upload is, and then you can generate automatically the subtitles. If there is any hallucination from the AI, you can modify easily the text, and then you are on. You download it and you have automatically the video with all the information and all the subtitles. And again, it's for free. So I think that for the content creation, I think that people that are not professional and they do not have to waste all the money that I spent, I think that Clideo is absolutely good for it. Beautiful.ai, I think that as for the people like me that are addicted to PowerPoint, Beautiful.ai is again an excellent tool for boosting your PowerPoint. It's again, there is a free area, and you can download a lot of templates for specifically for PowerPoint for this kind of product, of course. The last two, Adobe Spark, I mentioned it simply because if you use the Adobe Suite, this is the response to Canva or to other products from Adobe. And the very last one, and I think that it's also funny to use it sometimes, it's Agen. I think that many knows Agen. Agen is able to generate your avatar, and I did it a couple of times, and I shared my video where I speak Japanese, and you can understand that I'm not able to do it. And simply, uploading a video of myself. Of course, there is a disclaimer, so you need to record a video that you are the person that is in front of the screen. And in this way, you can generate multiple avatar of yourself, a very precise one. It's a sort of deep fake, but if you use it properly, it's absolutely important again to have an avatar that it's like you. Imagine that you are a founder of a company and you want to internationalize your business, so you want to go abroad. It costs a fortune to translate in multiple language. This is automatic. I let's say run the annual subscription because there is a very limitation in the free area, but I think that it's worth it to have it also, Agen.
Okay, no, Guido, let's stop here for a second because I really want to understand this. So, first of all, because I absolutely agree, we're not mother tongue English, and we're speaking English because English is considered the international language, period.
Correct.
But I would love to be able to speak Spanish with the Spanish, and French with the French, and German with the Germans, and Japanese or Chinese. And I tried different options. So first, I tried caption, and I wasn't very happy. Are you saying that you could generate a video in which you were speaking Italian and they were translating into Japanese, and it was a successful video?
It was. And I did it. I ran a test. I let them watch my mom, and she was not able to recognize that was not me. So I think that it's a proof that it works very well, and is using your voice. So it's not a fake voice; it's Elvio voice, and with the tongue that are exactly with the lips that are exactly in synchro with the audio. And I think that for some, of course, for some marketeers, probably is useless. It's a joke. Okay, it's funny. But again, if you need to run it for if you are a small company and you want to go abroad and you need to be, of course, in Japan or whatever, it's translating in any languages.
Yeah, no, but Guido, let's be practical. Let's think at in our case, our life. Okay, we've been both executives of the medical device business in multinational corporations, and we know that the salespeople generally don't speak English. So the salespeople in France generally don't speak English, and in Spain that don't speak English, and so on and so forth. So having this possibility of like running a product presentation in their own language, with all the small glitches, who cares? But at least you can deploy 95% of the message. I think it's a fantastic opportunity.
You're right. Absolutely right. I was not thinking in that direction, but you're right. We all attending sales and marketing events, meeting with a multinational, let's say, countries attending. And you're right. Some of those French people, our cousin is lovely because they do not reply in English, but they do understand. But by the way, I think that. I think that for that specific case, yes. And you are going also to shortening the gap with people that are not speaking your language, because in a way you are trying to, let's say, reducing the distance, climbing the let's say the chance to get in touch deeply with them. And I think that also from this perspective, it's very useful.
Okay, there is a question from Annalisa. There is. I don't know if I can, if I understand the question exactly. But speaking of ChatGPT, regarding content creation, do you think creating personalized GPTs for a company editorial plan is worth? And she's saying to make the tone of voice and the communication style uniform. So Basically, I suppose the question is, using ChatGPT to create the full editorial plan is something that you believe is worthwhile, or is flattening the overall editorial
plan? I think that it's worthy. So first of all, let's try to understand what the GPT is, because many of us think that ChatGPT it's AI. Okay, so ChatGPT, it's a brand basically of OpenAI, that is the company. And what GPT stand for? GPT stand for Generative Pre-trained Transformers. So creating or using a specific GPT, if you are at least a very not very familiar with GPT, but with ChatGPT, sorry, but you on the up corner on your left, you always see Explore GPT. And so if you need to, if you want to use GPT in a very specific way, maybe for creating LinkedIn post or for boosting your Excel skills or whatever, you search that specific area in the Explore GPT, and you are going to not using simply ChatGPT, but using a specific transformer that has been trained for that. So as the same tone of voice, and I think that we all say as a marketeers that a company, a brand want to have a specific tone of voice. But then as a human being, we are, I think, affected by our behavior. So day by day, I mean, we could be influenced in a certain sense into that. So I do think that if you set a tone of voice and you specifically ask in the prompt, that is the most challenging area. Asking properly, using the prompt to ChatGPT to generate something. Because if you are asking in a very segmented way, you ask in a sentence and then you ask another things, you are not going to make the most out of it. So I think that for this specific question, Annalisa, I think that yes, it's worthy, and I think that for an editorial plan as well, is going to be useful, because you can even ask ChatGPT to change the tone of voice. Maybe you want to be more ironic, you want to be more funny or whatever. So you can even classify and change your tone of voice up to the specific request.
Wow. Okay, great. There is another question from the audience, and they're saying, what are some common pitfalls in using artificial intelligence for content creation, and how can they be avoided to ensure high quality outputs? And Federica in this case is saying an example can be, how can we avoid the classic AI phrases that are due probably to poor prompts?
Yeah, good question, Federica. Thank you for that. So yes, for sure, prompting, as I was saying, is the most challenging area, because if you ask, I would say, ChatGPT, in a certain sense, the same question in two different ways, is going to reply in different manner. So there are some that things that also, if you are kind to ChatGPT, so ask please, could you please, or thank you for doing that, the answer from the GPT is different. I don't know if it's relatively true, but forget it for a second. The point is that I think that the prompting, be very precise of what you need, and be also, even if you are writing a long prompt, it's not an issue. It's much better to run one single long prompt, asking and using also maths in a certain sense. So, I mean, reduce this text by X%, or I want that on a scale from 1 to 10, you need to be ironic 7. So be very specific, because don't forget that behind that, there is a bot, there is a computer that is still leveraging O and 1, O and 1, O and 1. So if you are specific and more close to maths in a certain sense, is much better. My biggest pitfalls, I would say, that again, is to surf in the web and try to find the right thing to do it, or think simply. So don't trust people that say, okay, go for it, use AI because it's going to simplify your life. At the very early beginning, this is not true. Okay, it's going to, in a certain sense, if you do not master it, it's going to be more time consuming. So this is the reason why I selected some specific, very user-friendly app that help you. If you need to create a video and you only use DALL-E, or you use ChatGPT just to creating, first of all, is moving to another website, and then is going to generate a video that is not properly very high quality. So don't waste time asking ChatGPT create a video for that. Use the other app that I suggested, because these are more professional. So the pitfalls is to wasting time searching for the right one, and then spending too much time in achieving your result.
Okay. Thanks, Guido. Very, very clear answer. I would like, since we're going towards the end of this live, I would like to open another chapter of the use of artificial intelligence. That is basically the customer interaction. I would have always loved to browse all the websites and understand what was the feeling, which were the comments about my products, but this was extremely complicated in the previous life, in the life before artificial intelligence. Now this seems to be something that could be used, could be possible. Do you have any experience here, and which is your experience?
Okay, so for the in general, a customer interaction, I will share this one. So first of all, I think that many knows Zapier for creating an automation that is going to simplify our life. So, for example, of course, the most easiest one is I share one post on LinkedIn, and one that is going to do it also on X or whatever. These are some automation that probably are already built into the Meta app or whatever. But if you, for example, get a new lead or a new customer and you want to create immediately an email to him because he's reaching your website, and automatically recognize this and shoot an email that it's according to your customer, use Zapier. If you want to again get if you use Calendly, for example, all the tools that are able to, if I want to book an appointment with you, Alvio, I'm going to through that, and then I book a specific slot that is free. So your agenda is pre-built in a certain sense. But then, in order to have a Zoom meeting or a Teams meeting or whatever, you can use Zapier, because when I use Calendly, automatically shoot an email with a link to Teams or Zoom or whatever you use as a browser to your customer. So Zapier is absolutely, in terms of time consuming, it's absolutely crucial to use it. Another one that in terms of a customer interaction and understanding your customer, it's Zaplify. Zaplify, I love it. Zaplify is going to find the decision maker that you need. So if you are in a specific industry and you want to find, search for customer that are similar to your current customer, Zaplify you can use it just to identify similar customer, and in this way is scrubbing the web again and searching for a customer that are similar to you, and in this way you can interact with them. And as well as Signum.ai, it's basically monitor the market and getting the insight from the marketing persona that you are looking for. So if you set a specific industry, for example, and I want to listen to the voice of your industry, okay, you can sit in your desk and again, surfing the web and look into multiple websites. If you use a Signum, you are basically able to set up an alert, and every time that there is a changes or there is a new trend in the market in your industry, is going to notify you that there is popping up a new trend, a new keyword is going to be crucial in your market, in your industry. So it is going to alert automatically if it's happened something that is interesting to you. Glimpse as well, and glimpses again, like Numerous.ai, it's a Google Chrome extension. You have a limited amount of search that you can do it for free, but again, it's free. It's a Google Chrome extension, and you can basically do the same. The last one that I think that all marketeers that maybe are product managers are in your specific industry, you need to know also science behind it. Okay, so if you are in orthopedics, as per my career, you need to know what is going on journal arthroplasty or whatever. So with SciSpace, you are able to upload a specific PDF of a review of an article, and then automatically is going to extract all the information that you need. If you have 4 articles that are basically touching the same topic, you can upload the 4, and then automatically say, okay, out of it, I need to know the title and the conclusion. So I extract out of all the articles that I upload this information, compare it, and give me an opinion related to this article. This is something that can be used from a non-surgeon, for example, but advise your surgeon as well to use it if you interact with people and with surgeon in any industry, because SciSpace, of course, is like PubMed. You can use it in every industry, and it's useful for us as a marketeer, but also for a surgeon or any type of people in the industry.
Wow, Guido, this is really, to me, opening a new chapter. Is opening a Pandora vase of opportunities, because is giving us tools that we've never been able to, we never had. And so we will probably do certain activities that in the past were impossible. There are several questions for you, Guido. I will start with the one from Stefan, and that is saying, how can we be sure when using this technology if it is aligned with the company mentality or spirit, in the sense that we are counting on this technology to do something for us we are not able to do ourselves because lack of knowledge or time? Or maybe we should only use this technology as a high level help?
I will try to be very short because I'm conscious of time. So I think that you know your industry mentality, you know your company mentality and your tone of voice. AI is there, and you need to train them. So you can. We are referring to prompt. So ask to the GPT that you use. And use that you are and behave like, okay, so starting with that, so you set the tone of voice, you set the mentality, the spirit of the message. But don't forget that, as I said at the beginning, we are the mind behind the AI. So, I mean, we absolutely need to use it to save time for the automation, but then it's up to us to share the last result because we control what is the product.
Okay. AI, there is a question on AI to compare products. I have the specs of my product and I want AI to compare them with a specific product from competition, starting from web content, online brochures, and goal to create a document for my sales team with pros and cons. Where should I start, or can AI help this? And thanks, Veronica, for bringing this question up.
Yeah. So my suggestion is to use Albert.ai. Okay, like Albert Einstein is exactly doing that, comparing product and brochure, and you can use it just to understand. In a certain sense, which could be the best. It can advise you on, say, okay, considering what is your customer, what is your market, I suggest to use this type of brochure versus this one, or this sentence versus this one, because according to what you, let's say, prompt, the AI is going to match it. There is for example, on YouTube, there is an extension that is going to tell you which is the best thumbnail to use on YouTube. It could be no sense for someone to have this advice, but a different thumbnail could attract more people. And according to your market and your industry, maybe it's better to use one or another. So this AI is exactly doing this type of things, comparing product, brochure in this example. You can even ask simply uploading the two brochures to ChatGPT, because if you have the paid version, you can. But I think that Albert.ai is useful for that.
Okay, there is a comment from Ezio that is related to the kindness of asking. Basically, now I try to summarize. He's saying that it doesn't make much difference. And thanks, Ezio, because to be honest with you, most of the time I'm writing, please, can you? And I feel silly. All right, I'm talking to a machine. I can be a little bit more straightforward. So the fact that it doesn't make any difference is
and you can trust Ezio because I know him very well and is a true source of information.
Okay, perfect. Then there is Marcos instead that is touching on another very interesting topic, that is the topic of privacy and security. And he said, how can we be sure that when we're using AI services, especially in areas like finance and healthcare, we're not breaching people's privacy or we are sharing sensitive content?
It's an absolutely good question. Thank you, Marcos. So the point is that first of all, let's focus on ChatGPT. Whatever you put on ChatGPT is going to be stored as a sort of prompt for a very short time. Okay, so ChatGPT cannot be trained and say, okay, but last year I asked you these things. Why did you not remember it? Because it's not recording all this type of information. So from a privacy perspective, we should be safe, I would say. From finance and healthcare, of course, my suggestion is not to share very detailed information about your finance info results. But if you use again, a very common, I don't know, Perplexity or ChatGPT, as we said, as a sort of web searcher, I think that it's safe enough right now because again, if you, for example, try to many things, many people said that okay, I want to streamline my CV, so I try to upload my CV on ChatGPT, and it simply doesn't want to read my CV because there are too much information that are too much private. So there are some roadblock that protect ourselves in this way.
Okay, there are few other questions. One from Matthew that is asking, how can prompts be leveraged to analyze market trends and consumer behavior for more effective content strategy planning?
Yeah. So Matthew, as we said, my suggestion is to use Signum.ai or Zaplify, because these two can, let's say, address what you're looking for. So analyze market trends, analyzing the customer behavior, analyzing what is the most used keyword. And for example, you are in healthcare, in the medical device, and you want to understand which is the trend related to robotics. Okay, so you can go on Glimpse, you can go on Signum or Zaplify, and looking for that, and you are going to better understand which is the tone of voice related to that and link to the website that they was referring to. So in this way, you can really analyze the market trend, and let's be honest, if you ask anyone to do it, it will cost a fortune. And so in this way, it's again an automation that helps.
Okay, two other questions. One that is ironic from my friend Ugo, that is asking, what if a customer use AI to choose the best product in the market and the product is not yours?
Well, first of all, I mean, this is more an ethical question more than the very first one that you ran, Elvio. So I think that right now they are wide enough in order to let's say embrace any type of product. And normally, if we think to a generic AI, so I mean to ChatGPT, for example, it will never said that Ferrari is better than Lamborghini. Okay, so it will never share information that in a certain sense cannot be cannot rely on data. Okay, so you can ask AI to analyze which are the features of two products according to a specific customer, and it can tell you, okay, this feature fits the most with this type of customer, but they will not tell you that that product is shit or something like that. So you can manipulate in a certain sense as well, because again, it depending on the prompt. According to the question that you run, you are going to get information. And most of the time, and this is my last advice, if you need to search more on web, because frankly, as Google, I do use more Perplexity more than Google, for example, to search the web, because Perplexity is faster and it's avoiding to have all the advert at the beginning of the search. And so go for Perplexity. That I think that is much better.
Yeah, that's a very good suggestion. Gianpaolo is moving back to our initial statement about jobs, and he's asking which job will disappear. And I would restrict this question into the marketing department, not because I want to change Gianpaolo's question, but just because we know that, like, I don't know, taxi drivers will probably be replaced by automated self-driving cars. But let's remain in the focus of this LinkedIn Live.
Okay, so from a marketing perspective, and again, thanks Gianpaolo for the question. I think that there are the area of the customer interaction. I do not remember right now the company that say it save millions of dollars just leveraging AI instead of having let's say a normal customer call center. So call center, I think that it's an example. At least just to reduce the not very sensitive, I would say, or very important request coming from the customer. So all the bot that can provide you information without going and reaching a human being, I think that this is an area where I'm more at risk. Of course, there is an area, and frankly, I invite you to type in on ChatGPT, which is the jobs that are under risk, and I think that again the area is where automation can replace a human being, because that human being it's jeopardized in a certain sense doing stuff that can be very simple, and a robot can do it. Okay, so I think that all the area where there is automatism that are at risk.
So, but you said this at the beginning. It's all the repetitive tasks that will be more likely replaced. So it's not, maybe it's not a role per se, but it's going to be certain tasks that are repetitive, and this will definitely be replaced. Okay. I'm really sorry, but we need to finish here. Guido, thanks a lot for your insights, for your suggestion, recommendation. I mean, you have really a depth of knowledge in AI, and I think this has been incredibly helpful. And based on the number of questions, I guess that the audience really appreciated this live. Now, as a gift overall, if you want to have the list of the AI tools that Guido talked about, you can simply send me an email. You have here my email address, or you can drop me a message on LinkedIn, and we will send you the full list of tools that Guido talked about, with all the links. So it's going to be easier for you to start using them from tomorrow. I want to leave you with one last comment. Our next LinkedIn Live will be another educational session that will be focused on managing your personal profile. Managing personal profile is becoming incredibly important. Your reputation on LinkedIn is very important, and you build and strengthen your reputation managing your personal profile. So we've decided to dedicate one LinkedIn Live for this. Stay tuned. It will be done on the 6th of August at 1 p.m. Central European Time, but we will send you the usual posts and messages to make sure that you can participate. I think this live has been so interesting, and Guido, you gave us so many elements that I think is worth reviewing it. I will for sure review it and take some notes that I couldn't take while I was live. But I would suggest this to everyone. You simply go on the event and you will be able to watch the live. Guido, do you have any final closing remarks, something that you want to close with?
Yes, just 2 sentences. So we are, in a certain sense, all scared about AI. So 2 sentences: stay creative and understand what makes you unique and sharpen it. That is my final message.
Okay, Guido, thanks a lot. If you have any questions for Guido, if you have any further suggestions on topics that you want to discuss in the realm of AI, please drop us an email. We will be glad to invite Guido again and deep dive into this topic. Thanks a lot. Have a good evening.
You.
Thank you, Guido. Ciao.
Good night. Ciao.